Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we got the exclusive. We're talking Harry, we're talking Meghan. We got the interview. Let's take a look.
I can't believe they don't want to reconcile. I want to make up, but King Dad and Prince Brother would put this in the news. So, I'm reaching out through the news to once again ask for our privacy. All I've wanted is our privacy so we can produce interviews, documentaries, and books. Speaking of, get ready for my all-new story. I pinky promise it will be different than the same thing that I've told Oprah, the documentary, and the podcast. Remember, what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. Please don't hit me.
That's right, but Meghan's not very happy. Harry, you little ginger bitch, you better get back in your cage before I get a hold of you. You know what I mean. I'm going to put my arm around you and lead you around like I do pretty much in every interaction. It's me first always, and don't you forget that. Damn, I married the wrong brother.
Well, of course you need some help from King Daddy. Sorry, son, but can't really help much. My only advice is, from experience, you can always divorce her. Waka waka. Harry, it's Queen Grandma. I'm reaching out from beyond the grave. Please, stop being a little plonker and shut up. But Gran, everyone's so mean to me. If I don't do what Meghan says, she'll throw me back in my cage.
So much more nothing to say to you guys. So after you buy my meal ticket, Harry's book, then you should buy my book. That's right, I'm Write Your Book. I have so much more, the exact same thing, with no receipts and nothing to prove what I'm saying to say. So I have a question. What should I call my book? Let me know in the comments. There you have it, our exclusive interview with the has-been and me again. You guys, we had so much fun making this. A huge thank you to my husband Jay for participating. Check out his channel. If you're into video game nerdy stuff, he is Dr. Bad Vibes here on YouTube. So check him out. All right, without further ado, let's get into some of these TikToks. You guys, it's all hilarious. It's blowing up. If you look at any news outlet right now, there are all kinds of articles coming out about H and his whiny ways, and the comments that, if you click on any of the comments under any of these articles, they are hysterical. So definitely have fun reading that. Take a look at these TikToks, and a huge thank you for being here and all the nice comments I've received. I really appreciate you. I did mention it in the last videos. I'm putting it here. I am trying to work out to see if I can get to the coronation. I'm trying to make that happen. I've had a lot of you request commentary on that and like to hear the boos and everything else in between. I would love to be there. I'm trying to work on that. If you want to tip toward that, I would greatly appreciate it. You can check out my page. It's co-fi coffee / Real Housewives Recaps. And the reason I use them is because they don't keep any of the tip money you give. So I really appreciate everybody who's given so far. It really means the world to me, and all the kind comments. You guys are the best. Without further ado, let's get into these TikToks.
Launched yet another round of attacks on his family, insisting that the royals have shown no willingness to reconcile with him and Meghan, while admitting that he would like to get his brother and father back. The Duke of Sussex took aim at his family members during 2 TV interviews, which he took part in order to promote his upcoming memoir, Spare. In a trailer for one of the interviews, Harry is heard saying that the royal family feel it's better to keep him and Meghan as the villains, while another clip shows him accusing the monarchy of leaking and planting stories about him and his wife. Both interviews are set to air on Sunday, just 2 days before Harry is set to release his explosive memoir, which is understood to go into detail about his many disagreements with his brother William. It is expected that the book will do further damage to Harry and William's relationship, which sources have already said is hanging by a thread. However, Harry says the royal family has made no attempts to reconcile with him or Meghan, describing them as an institution instead of a family.
Okay, so let's get on to finances. Archewell is their main concern, and it's split into, well, it was split into different subsidiaries, not all of which are still going, but anyway, I don't think they can really hang on to staff that much. Nobody will work for them. The books that have been presented, the tax returns for Archwell. We're in 2020, that's the only ones that they've ever lodged. And they raised $50,000 for charity, which in the big scheme of things really isn't that much, is it? When you consider that one of our outfits I showed you this week was 145 grand. In the same year, they spent 55,000, from what I can tell, on suing people. So that was legal fees. And nothing else. There's nothing else. Nothing. The next bit of information I can find is Harry's pledge. Amber Heard, anyone? Pledge of 1.5 million from the proceeds of his book Spare to go to charity. Non-specific, hasn't been specified which one. But it's only a pledge. We know how this goes, don't we, Johnny Depp fans? We know how this goes. So I just find it really incredible that, oh, don't get me started on the Delaware thing. You Americans will understand this. It's a little bit complicated for me to understand, but it's almost like a tax haven, or there are loopholes that you can there, and a lot of companies have themselves based in Delaware because of these tax breaks. Can somebody enlighten me on that? That would be really great. So there's a lot of underhandedness, I think, going on, because nothing is there's no transparency with this company whatsoever. And for a charitable organisation, the fact that they only ever piggyback onto the coattails of somebody else's, like the live to lead thing, that wasn't theirs. They just jumped in at the last minute and went, we want to be part of this, yay! To which Jacinda Ardern said, are you friggin' kidding me? I'm not associated with these morons. What? So, yeah, I'm going to keep digging, but I'm telling you now, it's thin pickings.
Incredible. Harry, speaking of leaks, how stories were leaked. Read this email right here. This is between Jason Kanoff and Harry, where he's saying that he wants his aide, Jason Kanoff, to plant stories and feed stories to the press and through their friends. But of course, they have to be able to deny that it's them doing it. Like Shallon Lester said, the only time that the palace there were leaks is when Meghan started to join the scene. And there were false leaks, unfortunately. So this idiot is going now saying there were leaks everywhere. The leaks are from his wife and from himself. Here is the written evidence.
Because I think it's a really important campaign to be a part of. For me, I think it hits a really personal note. I'm biracial. Most people can't tell what I'm mixed with, and so much of my life has felt like being a fly on the wall. And so some of the slurs that I've heard, or the really offensive jokes, or the names, it's just hit me in a really strong way. And then, a couple years ago, I heard someone call my mom the N-word. So I think for me, beyond being personally affected by racism, just to see the landscape of what our country is like right now.
Never in my life heard someone say the N-word. Very different to be a minority but not be treated as a minority right off the bat. Obviously now people are very aware of my race because they made it such an issue when I went to the UK, but before that, most people didn't treat me like a black woman. So that talk didn't have to happen for me.
Oh my goodness. I had so much fun making this one. I really did. It's nice to get my thoughts out there and to communicate with you guys exactly how I'm feeling while sharing the TikToks. I have so many of you reaching out saying how much you enjoy them and that you don't have access to them. So I'm so glad that I can provide that. Thank you for all the love and support. It really means the whole wide world to me. I appreciate it. Again, I ask you kindly, if you are interested in seeing the coronation, let me know in the comments just so I have a rough idea if that's something you guys want to do. And if you want to further support the show, check out that KO-FI coffee, I believe it's pronounced, coffee, and it's / Real Housewives Recaps, where you can leave a tip that would go toward that trip. The other way to support the show is check out my Patreon, patreon.com / Real Housewives Recaps. That's where I do deep dives on things like Sex and the City. I go episode by episode and have a lot of fun over there. So check that out. Guys, thanks for everything. I really appreciate it. And thanks for hitting that sub button. And I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.